Hello everyone, and welcome back to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series. We are here finally going points racing after very exciting duels last week, and we don't know what's going to happen here with different track conditions and different weather.
Now, we all need to keep in mind that despite the duels happening, that due to outdated technology, they did not set the field for today's race, though one of the duel winners happens to be starting up front today. You'll see that. There'll be a special surprise.
And the drivers up front have definitely been the story of the duels. The other story is that there wasn't really one. Not a lot of passing in those races. We're hoping for some more excitement today, but I mean, it's Daytona. If there's anything you can guarantee, that is excitement.
So, someone that will not be doing any fasting today, hopefully, is Johnny Sauter, who has won the pole for this race in that RCR number 30.
A few rows down for him, David Reagan, a man that knows a lot about Daytona. Not only did he win here last season, but he's also taken that RFK hauler from their shop in North Carolina down here to the Speedway. He's looking to double up and win this race. He's already got some experience on the road though.
Alright, so we're here at the starting grid. Once again brought to you by the famous Bluetooth droner. We see the pole sitter of Johnny Sauter next to Daniel Suarez. We got Johnny Sauter's teammate Austin Dillon behind them, and David Stremme, and a pair of Ty Gibbs and Shane Van Gisbergen, and last year's winner David Reagan and Daniel Hemrick. And next up it's Ty Dillon and AJ Allmendinger.
Down to row number 6, we have the 53 of Garrett Smithley. Alongside him, he raced his way in, Justin Allgaier. Behind them is the Red Bull 82 of Scott Speed and the 22 of Sam Hornish Jr. Then it's Greg Goulding and a former Daytona 500 winner in Michael McDowell. Next up is Cole Witt and Trevor Bain driving for RFK Racing. Then we got John Hunter Nemechek, another front row motorsports car, and alongside him, Michael Annette.
And we have Eric Almirola in the Go Bowling car next to Reed Sorensen for Chip Ganassi Racing. Super sub Regan Smith next to Elliott Sadler, who's hoping not to catch air today. Marcus Ambrose next to Eric Jones for Joe Gibbs Racing. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who is somewhat of a plate ace, next to Josh Wise. Then Danica Patrick and Carson Hocevar, who we hope neither of them wreck the field today.
And speaking of wrecking the field, we got the Legacy Motor Club duo of Noah Gregson and Brian Scott. And right behind them, it's Brian Vickers and Travis Quapple, followed up by Harrison Burton and Josh Bolicki. Behind them, we got Casey Mears and the Todd Father. Following that, Landon Castle and Justin Haley.
Rounding out the field here, Ryan Priest, the number 47, BJ McLeod in the number 78, and at the very back, Timmy Hill in the B-Dubs number 66.
And here to give the command to start engines at Daytona, it is the guy that cannot get a single playoff prediction correct, Ellie Productions.
Hello, this is Connor from Ellie Productions. Drivers, start your engines!
Alright, that was a fantastic command over there at Daytona. And what do we expect for this race?
Well, I mean, after the duels, I expect a freight train around the bottom.
I mean, I hope not, but like... Yeah, these
I think I am.
Weird Gen 6 cars have some different plate packages.
I think I am hoping for something a bit more entertaining than the duels. Of course, with those races not really counting for points or even qualifying position, there wasn't much of an incentive to win, but this is the big race. This is the race that everybody in this field wants to win, so I can definitely see some big moves happening and maybe some crashed cars.
Yeah, the big one is always a potential threat here at the Daytona 500, so who knows, we could see the finish with like 20 cars, we could see this finish with 10 cars, we could even see the whole field, but I highly doubt that.
Well, I know that it will finish with a car, and a car will cross the line to win this race.
That's what we can hope for. Get that beautiful camera shot of whatever that is.
Now, placing my bet for this race, I think someone will win.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the ones to watch, which we do after halfway or whenever late caution falls. Kevin Conway's going to pull the hard left turn into pit lane. And we are underway for the Daytona 500. Pretty slow start here. Track is kind of green, but actually going to have a really nice gap for Daniel Flores, who's an Alliance teammate.
Back in the pack, Scott Speed is like dipping below the line a bit. He's like sticking his bottom wheel below the line. It's separated the pack up by a lot. I think he might have an engine failure or something.
Oh yeah, and it's on the apron.
Yeah, that car definitely had something go wrong, and it has split up the field already in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's the dual one winner, and that's definitely not something you want to happen.
Moving to the back there, it looked like he also got onto the grass through the Le Mans chicane. And that is a big split now. We've got like 3-4 packs running individually.
Yeah, I wonder if they can maybe catch up to the rest of it. We have that Hendrick Alliance car with Michael Annette.
I think this front group is the only double file group already. So
obviously, going double file does mean that you go a bit slower than you would single file. So it might actually help the people behind here. They're slightly more organized. See a car like trailing off the bottom here. That's Trevor Bayne.
And that got missed at the start of this race, but Suarez did move down to get behind Johnny Sauter. That's the move that he made in his duel that he eventually won. The only thing was, in the duel, that was for the race lead, but he's moved down into second.
Yeah, couldn't
for the
get
moment.
quite as good of a launch in this race as he got in a duel. So it still works out fine. He's with teammates, technically. No Trackhouse has ECR engines, which obviously are made in the Childress shop.
Well, when it's super speedway racing, you also have to account for manufacturer alliances. That's something that we see very, very often. And yeah, at the minute, top 3 on that bottom lane, all Chevrolets. The next one is Ty Gibbs in a Toyota. Kind of odd one of the bunch because there's a Ford behind him.
Yeah, and
So
then there's
Gibbs
Ty
might get
Dillon,
hung
who's
out.
closely aligned with RCR right there. So
And his brother is in the front of this pack as well, so...
and you have 2 more ECR cards up top with the Colleague duo.
Yeah, both
Henrik and Allman.
made this duel. Daniel Hemrick had to race his way in, but Allmendinger was left in on points. Yeah, we'll see if these teammates can do something. We also got David Tremmy and SVG kind of have an alliance.
Well, they're both Chevys, so they'll work together.
Back of the top lane pack is Trevor Bayne. He's not really keeping up, but he's also not moved down to go behind McDowell. You would think that would be a good idea, seeing as he's also a Ford.
They'll link up 4 Fords with Smithley, Hornish, McDowell, and Bayne, but no.
Yeah, I actually see these Chevys closing up a little bit. It's Reed Sorensen and Michael Annette. It's got Josh Weiss behind them, but slightly trailing off, and that Phil Parsons car be down on horsepower slightly.
I think it's fair to say Phil Parsons, that team, not the best equipment, but the big achievement for them to get into this race. And of course, with Dogecoin on board, They are going to be looking to go to the moon.
And to the moon, that is the aim. You know, that car actually did pretty well last season, so maybe Josh Mice can do something, pull some magic out of that car.
Annette was on the bottom. Now he's gone to the top. And Sorensen, it looked like, is going to try and assume position. Maybe they're going to work out something. Or maybe
I think they're
Annette just
trying to
won't
join
do
the
right thing.
lines.
Yeah, I think the top might be slightly closer to them, so maybe bigger draft. Move to the bottom
Nope,
again.
they're going down.
Dangerous swap there, but that is Annette going down to the bottom. He's
Yeah,
got to work with the Ford. He's taken that chance off of Trevor Bayne.
And these guys are kind of behaved, somewhat. Saw one crash in the duel between Reed Sorensen and Eric Almirola, but even then, that wasn't super crazy.
Annette to the top, Sorensen to the bottom.
Yeah,
Seeing
there's
the 46
Josh Wise.
the wall compared to the other drivers might not have a great handle on that car. It's got not the best equipment in the field, so
Yeah, despite the Hendrick engines, that car is not really one of the best in this field. Justin Allgaier struggled in it last season.
Well, speaking of best in the field, that's definitely Johnny Sauter. 8 laps down here, and he has not lost that top spot. So Sauter running it smooth. Suarez behind. They're just going to want to try and keep it like this, but pit stops will be coming.
Yeah, didn't see any pit stops in the duels since the races were so short. However, this race is long enough that you should hit, I think, twice or maybe 3 times. So we'll see how they deal with that.
More cars catching the back of this pack. Hocevar was there. I think Eric Jones isn't too far off getting to them. That is Travis Quapple there as well.
Yeah, he's like barely keeping up. Might also bring in Carson Hocevar. Right behind him is Eric Jones.
I know through the back half of the field, we heard a lot of frustration from the driver radios after that incident with Scott Speed. It was no fault of Speed's, though, so you can't really blame him too much.
Yeah, the car was taken to the garage, so we'll see if they can diagnose it and get him back out. But we'll see the back half of this field with Todd Gilliland leading this line.
Very organized at the minute. Justin Haley behind, and McLeod as well. These guys are just going to want to focus on getting back to the lead pack. They're not going to want to try and do anything silly.
Yeah, and
Might
Josh
pick up
Malicki.
Josh Malicki to lead it.
Yeah, that is a Ford, so maybe it would want to help Todd Gilliland. Also would mean they are slightly faster, as the more cars you get, the faster the pack is.
This group has a lot of ground to gain, though.
Yeah, and Timmy Hill also lost the draft.
That's unfortunate.
Big moment for Hill, racing his way into the 500.
And
So
well.
far he's not doing any racing.
Yeah, it was more like some time trials, like in a video game or something. Back to the front, we got Johnny Sauter still leading.
Stremi not really losing any position on that top lane. Everyone's just sort of stayed where they were. You can see Hocevar and Quapple at the back of these lines now. Eric Jones still a little bit off, but in terms of the lead, it has been Johnny Sauter all day today, but still a long way to go. We're not even a quarter through this race.
The upside seems to be slightly better than the duels. They're actually not really losing the cars. In fact, Trey might be gaining slightly even. Definitely not enough.
They have just kind of stayed there most of the race. I've seen Scrummy occasionally get side by side with like Austin Dillon, but I haven't seen him side by side with like Suarez or Sauter. So it just the bottom line has been more dominant all week.
Yeah, maybe the warmer track conditions might make the outside slightly better, but definitely not enough as we're seeing.
Could also just be a factor of fuel saving. I don't want to be having your foot on the floor in these cars when you got to think about fuel and strategy. Sometimes in a race like this, that means everything. And so if you can get the slightest advantage over your opponents, then that's what you have to do. Everyone here is looking for a win.
Yeah, and this season, like last season, which ran the chase format, we're actually running the
Oh, just an
Ooh,
old guy in the
48,
back.
I think that's a
Load up.
problem. I think it's a
what's-
48.
Yeah, what's
That's
going on
slowed
with
down a lot of
him?
cars.
Another car with issues.
No smoke coming out of the back of it. What has happened to that 48?
See if he can maybe coast back to the pits, but
Oh,
back
the
to
other
the
pack's
front.
getting a bit wild there.
Yeah, but
They're like
up front,
22 lines.
is still Johnny Sauter, who might have even less pressure now for that.
I think that moved Sam Hornish up to the top lane. He's been staying put where he is, but yeah, that's now a lot less cars in that top pack. Bain got shuffled out, Brian Scott, Eric Jones.
And Mike Bonet again.
So that's another car suffering some sort of mechanical issue, but a completely separate manufacturer team, nothing in common between those two cars that had the problems, as some of the cars here in the front pack are shifting upwards.
Oh, it
Looks
might
like they're trying to
be.
get paid.
Yeah,
Cars
Oh, pit
pitting.
stops.
that's Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Eric Jones. However, thanks to Blue Chew, we are going to skip the pit stop and go back to the front.
Thanks, Blue Chew.
Very, very nice sponsors.
And why would you not want to sponsor the Boner Cup Series?
It's a hot
Some
new NR series.
hard racing all along the field, as we've seen in the duels, as we're seeing right now.
And here's the rest of them.
They're going to be hard on the brakes as
Yeah,
well.
two cars staying
Nothing
out.
all the time here.
Hornish Jr. and AJ Allmendinger.
Good
So
pair
we'll
of,
see if they can work together to come out in front of the people that pit early. There is a chance. They pitted with only 2 cars, so that will make their pack slower. You hear cars merging. So Sam Hornish Jr., I feel like he would pit here. I don't see why you would stay out another lap. When I could get points for leading laps, just for leading the most, actually.
There you go, has gone down. Allmendinger following. Brian Scott a little bit more behind.
So I think everyone mostly has pit by now. So it's just a case of seeing how they shuffle out.
Ooh, smoke.
Oh, something's happened.
Well, I don't see any cars stopped or anything, so...
Maybe not. These cars are merging quick.
Yeah, maybe just some wheel spin trying to come out of the pits.
I think that was Stenhouse that would look to move up, and other cars coming, he had to kind of abort that. This is an interesting pit exit here at Daytona.
Yeah, you merge straight into traffic, pretty much. Very sketchy. Well, I think the leader could be one of these two. as this cycles out. As we're actually seeing a replay right here. So it's Shane Van Gisbergen and Garrett Smithley, and I don't know what that was. I think SVG almost just loses control and then keeps going.
Oh, looks like the 48 is back out. I saw him up ahead.
Yeah, still don't see Scott Speed
Yeah.
out on the track. So maybe
He is
some
off the pace.
maybe terminal issues for that Red Bull car, but good to see Allgaier over here. Maybe he could
I'm wondering-
start to push.
Allgaier slow on the track, of course, but I mean he's going relatively fine now. We didn't see any smoke coming out of the car. Did he just somehow run out of fuel so early into this race?
Yeah, maybe some sort of like fuel pressure issue. Not getting enough fuel to that engine. Which definitely can make you run out earlier than you intend to. But we see all that car is pushing up to like 2 laps ago. Not sure if it's just fuel.
Still not certain on who's leading this race. The ticker says AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, that's one of the cars that pitted 1 lap later. Maybe the overcut worked out somehow.
Yeah, Horner's still up here as well. Stremme is going to put up a fight to get past as Allmendinger links up with his teammate Daniel Hemrick.
Yeah, I'm sure Hemrick won't let Stremme pass him.
Well, Stremme is alone, but he is not slow at all.
Yeah, he's not
nearly
clear
full of
yet,
Allmendinger.
but getting there. Not quite.
Sam Hornish jumps up to the top.
More cars moving.
McDowell also. That's the Fords playing the team game.
Yeah, Lang seems to have equalized a little bit.
And so I suppose one of my questions now is, was pitting when Johnny Sauter pitted so bad? Because, I mean, he was one of the first to pit, or second to pit, maybe, but he's completely out of this top 10 right now. I cannot see him, so pole sitter, not there anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if we just had a bad pit stop or something, because Suarez is still up here, and he pitted with him.
He joined this lead pack along with Shane Van Gisbergen and David Reagan, it looks like.
Yeah, David Reagan knows how to race these play tracks, so definitely is someone that you want behind you to push you. He is very good at doing so.
Is he going to be pushing come the last lap? David Reagan will be going for 2 in a row.
Migrating to the top lane to try and equal them out.
Yep, see Shane moving up as well.
Allmendinger still leading laps. It's going to become a problem in a couple laps, maybe even this lap, as Timmy Hill just off in the distance. That is laps traffic that's going to be entering this mix.
Yeah, we do have a minimum speed rule in the Boner Cup Series for play tracks. However, that only includes cars involved in accidents, so Timmy Hill would be okay, as he simply lost the draft. But they will be closing in quick.
I think it's going to be the tri-oval, if not like turn 1, where they're going to catch him. And at the moment he's on the bottom, so you would think Stremme would be better off.
And we'll
Really
see.
close at the line there. And it says Stremme did take the lead for that lap, I believe.
Yeah, but now Allmendinger is stuck behind Timmy Hill. But maybe he can use it to his advantage, as if you have a lap car behind, or lap car in front of you, you're still technically the leader.
Looks like the Hev just picked up the 66.
There's still some speed in that. far along machine.
I think Stremi now definitely past Allmendinger.
Could also be some manufacturer at orders at play, but actually Stremi's gonna clear Timmy Hill.
Opens up the conversation now for Sam Hornish Jr. Indy
Yeah,
500 winner. Looking to win the Daytona 500.
Yeah, only few drivers have done that. Definitely be very exciting if that happens.
So far, he's not been able to do much. Gonna be another couple laps here. See if anything happens. AJ has just been kind of neutered. That whole bottom lane. Timmy Hill has not helped out that much, but Stremi being on the bottom at least. Hill, if he is the slower car, he's not going to be out on his own. He's got someone to stay behind and get some of that draft from.
We are a bit far from pit stops, but when that happens, you know, spotters communicate with each other, so they might tell that 66 car, like, hey, we're pitting this time, so grab another car to draft off of on pit exit. Further back, we see Austin Dillon leading his brother.
Quite the train villains have here. Quite a lot of names in that. Hocevar looks like Todd Gilliland, Regan Smith. Casey Mears in the Hendrick 25, he's there as well.
These are very organized people, so they might gain some ground. That is a massive gap. Back at the front, still David Stremi leading. Sam Warner Jr. might actually maybe get a run past Timmy Hill, which would help him.
This is going to be interesting now. I had a feeling Stremi would move up. That makes plenty of sense. To not get stuck behind Ryan Preece. That's now 2 lapped cars that are at the front of the bottom lane.
Yeah, one a Chevy, one a Ford.
So the bottom is still the lane around this track, despite who's on that lane.
It's interesting to see.
And the more they
as you
keep
can
doing
see,
this,
Priest is staying ahead of Hornick, and even Timmy Hill staying ahead of Hornick.
Yeah, that Hayek Motorsports team also have Hendrick engines, just like Michael and Nat. The car definitely isn't slow, but definitely lost some time due to one of the stack-ups earlier.
it looked like there was about a turn in it between this bottom lane and that train that we had a look at a couple laps ago. So we could be getting a pretty full field here at the minute, because this top lane isn't really doing a ton outside of David Stremi in the lead.
Also, the first round of pit stops were around the lap 15 or just after mark, so we're probably approaching the second round soon.
I think the people that pit early would be pitting soon. So it might be interesting to see.
On the top lane, they got to find a way to get down there. Because right now it is gridlock.
Also got the pack behind them to worry about. Maybe they get a better exit, and then suddenly, yeah, they're at the front.
Yeah, I did see maybe 1 or 2 cars from that train behind dive into the pits, so the cycle has definitely begun. It's just going to be who from this lead pack will be taking it. Eric Jones there in the pits.
I think he's the only one, actually. It's weird. You definitely don't want to pit alone at Daytona.
Yeah,
See,
he's not going to be.
Some 3 wide. Oh, yep, they're diving down.
It goes
Allmendinger and Taggins
Allmendinger,
again.
sure.
I think they were also the people that pitted early last time, so interesting to see.
And when cars are pitting, it's definitely when the packs get the sketchiest.
I see Eric Jones leaving the pits. Gonna merge
Very
swiftly.
high. Jeez.
He's fine. Yeah, we'll see if these lap
He is
cars
lucky.
pit with the leaders. Could do that. But they are going high, so maybe not.
Stremmy's going to come in.
Oh.
Oh, Trevor being around.
Been around, someone tagged him. Not sure who, but he's still sideways. I think one of those Red Bulls just hit him as well. Brian Vickers caught the side, but Bain is forward and moving.
Yeah, we're not going to get a caution call for that, as, you know, it was coming into pit entry. Usually don't call a caution for that, and there's a pit cycle happening. NASCAR doesn't like to interfere with those too much.
Yeah, which is fair. You know, could trap some quick cars a lap down, could trap fast cars. The Brian Priest pitting, as well as other people.
Yeah, there is Ty Gibbs, interestingly. He's up there. I don't think he's a lap down. But AJ Allmendinger, Sam Hornish, they're both here. AJ definitely pit. I'm not certain about Hornish. Saying that he is leading this race.
Yeah, I think this is
By
technically Hornish coming up to lap these guys, but I don't think he quite will.
Yeah, I guess Hornish didn't pit then. Which is an interesting move. I'm not sure if Hill did either. So Hill the slower car, but possibly
he's-
some manufacturer work. Yeah, there we go. Both of them going down, both Fords.
Michael Annette as well, and Brian Scott. So we'll see what happens here. Sam Hornish Jr. is the leader currently. If anyone stays out to lead a lap as well.
Michael Annette out of the conversation for most of today.
Mhm.
And Timmy Hill will still come out ahead of Sam Hornish Jr. Or maybe not. Hill slow to the gas. I suppose he has a lapped car. Maybe Hornish doesn't want the obstruction.
Yeah, and Hornish is way clear of him. Ooh.
Oh, no, whoa,
It is.
Annette. Contact with Brian Scott coming out of the pits.
And that's
Lucky they didn't
not
do that a
helpful
bit
at all.
later, because those cars that are running green just come through the corner. This is very sketchy down this back stretch. Nearly taken out by Gibbs.
Annette, earlier, he could not handle his car in the lines, and it's clearly coming to bite him here. H. Scott, they just did not give him a well-handling car.
Yeah, but I think the leader currently is actually Shane Van Gisbergen. Who saw that coming?
Well, I don't know if anyone did, really. I only expect to see him... You know, we'd expect that if it was the road course layout, but...
Still a lot
Yeah.
of laps to go here. We know that super speedway is sort of anyone can take the lead. And of course, not to discredit SVG, but I would not be putting money that he would be there come lap 60.
Or even later if there's overtimes.
Noah's a driver with a fantastic performance so far today. In third place right there, the 53 Garrett Smithley. He's been in the top 10 all day today.
Yeah, very good run for that Rick Ware Racing team. No
Same
4
can be said
cars.
for Michael McDowell. He's been in the conversation. He's won one of these races before. Always someone to watch at these plate tracks.
AJ Allmendinger also has won a few plate races in the lower series. They don't want to discount him.
And then Ty Gibbs.
Listen.
Timmy Hill moved up. I thought it was going to be nice and let Suarez move up behind Sam Hornish Jr. But no, Hill even, sorry. He is a lapped car, still slower than the rest of the field, but he's going to hang tight where he is.
Still Ryan Preece leading that line technically, but he is a lap car, so this is some free laps led for Shane Van Gisbergen.
And most of the field is single file down into their own little groups. There's really not much happening. We're probably only going to see shakeups on the next pit stop unless we have another mechanical failure, which you can't rule out. We've seen 2 of them today.
And also from different manufacturers, so you can still see a Toyota blow up, you can still see a Dodge blow up. But they are very calm and collected up here.
You have to consider, with it being a smaller pack, you can't just go and make moves. You really have to work with who's around you, and if there's just not enough people there, then the game is pretty much over. You just have to wait.
And the second pack here has a lot more cars and a way bigger line. But that
The
will...
only car on the top here is David Reagan. Nobody else wanted to go help out.
To move down, I think, but I think he's going to get blocked by Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, gap was there. Close right up now. There it goes.
Yeah, you don't want to merge into faster cars, as that very often leads to accidents. Hey, some of these people maybe do want an accident, like a Ryan Preece or a Timmy Hill, who are 1 lap down. So, we're going to take this opportunity to go into a quick ad break. So, when we come back, might be time for pit stops.
Hi, lady. You're either pregnant or very fat.
I am pregnant.
How would you like your child to start a rocket company?
That would be great. I guess.
Then try new Tylenol, Autism Strength, the only pain reliever guaranteed to put your child on the spectrum. This fast-acting Tylenol quickly goes through your bloodstream and somehow, through some unknown process no one can quite explain, gives your child autism.
Are there any side effects?
Well, there's the autism.
Oh.
Tylenol Autism Strength. It may or may not give your kid autism. There's like a correlation or something.
The NR2003 Boner Cup Series, brought to you by Sonic. Sonic. Alright, so we are back here at Daytona. It is still Shane Van Gisbergen leading, but we have picked up another lap car in Travis Kvapil.
Hate to say it, but a whole lot of nothing during this ad break commercial. Shane Van Gisbergen's still out in the lead. Still a pretty small pack that nobody really wants to do anything in. And even for the bigger pack, a little further back, you see them just coming through turn 4 right now. Still David Reagan at the top. Still nobody else going out to help.
Might see pit stop soon, so that could shake things up a little bit. I think if we pit from like here, we can make it to the end on yeah, I think it should be the final pit stop whenever it happens.
You would think that drivers here that are running a bit longer are feeling good. There's been no surprise cautions, so cars pitting down there, but the ones who waited a couple more laps, they're going to feel confident in case there's an overtime. Anything that happens late in the race that can give them slightly better fuel mileage.
So has dropped the cars from the front pack a little bit, but still 5 cars, still a decent number for whenever they pit. And now it's just a waiting game. See, cars going high. And it's just Shane pitting. Maybe not what you want to see. People coming out of the pits. Don't, LePage people. They don't.
That was Nemechek. Looked like he could have done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if John Nemechek did that. Not a very good plate racer. I mean, in real life. More cars pitting.
A whole lot more cars there. Stremme, who's been in the conversation for the win today, he's gone down.
So I'll give the lead to one of these two. So yeah, I don't think Cornish hit, so should still be the leader for a few laps. Getting sketchy there. Todd Gilliland. Jimmy Hill pitting by himself. But of course, slightly behind him.
There is Sorter coming out of the pits, of course. Took the pole for this race, and once those first pit stops came, he's just kind of fallen off the face of the earth.
Yeah, know what happened. Maybe just a slow stop from that 30 crew.
We are getting a bit dicey here. It looked a little weird for McDowell, Gibbs, Danica Patrick here as well. Sam Hornish will dive into the pits and avoid any situation that might happen there.
We are going to skip the pit stop as we see, I think H.E. Allmendinger might be the leader here.
Big news for hands off the dinger. We got a car around Casey Mears, Brian Scott.
And the caution is out.
Oh, shit.
Timmy Hill involved too. His rear end has been bashed in. heavily.
But
I
we are
think that was
racing back
Casey
to the
Miz.
caution. I don't know who the leader is now. That happened mid-pit cycle.
Scoring should pick it up.
You can see that some of these cars cross the line now.
Looks like the leader is still Sam Hornish Jr. somehow. That wreck car of Timmy Hill.
And that's
Hill.
unfortunate.
Crawling it back to the pit lane, Casey Miz was already there. His day is done.
Well, while we figure out the scoring, I guess let's look at a replay to see what happened. Yeah, so still don't see anything happening, but
Brian Scott just trying to race, and he hooked him
Oh my god.
all the way up the track. And Miz,
Ryan Scott just takes him out for that little shove off the pit lane, and it causes a big accident.
all guy, I feel like he could have avoided that, but
And that's a teammate.
disaster class for Hendrick Motorsports.
Lessons learned from Junior Motorsports right there.
Yeah, that is the team he drives for in Xfinity, so definitely being taught very well. So, while we figure out the running order, we'll get to another commercial. We'll be back for the restart.
Well, I was shopping for a new car, which one's me? A cool convertible or an SUV? Too bad I didn't know my credit was whack, cause now I'm driving off the lot in a used subcompact. F-R-E-E, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. Saw their ads on my TV. Thought about going but was too lazy. Now instead of looking fly and rolling fat, my legs are sticking to the vinyl and my posse's getting laughed at. F-R-E-E, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
we're back here at Daytona. Under caution, they have just gone to double file for the restart here. And interesting to note, Justin Haley has taken the lead. The pace car lights are out, which is probably not what he wants to see. The last time Haley led from Daytona, the race got shortened because of rain, but it's not going to happen this time, as Kevin Conway, NR pace car, is going to take the hard left down into pit lane and through the restart zone. Justin Haley will take them to the green flag. Back underway.
No rain to bail him out here, so he's going to have to do it the hard way.
And there is hard competition with him. Shane Van Gisbergen, David Stremmy's there as well. Cars that have been at the top all day. AJ Allmendinger.
You know, some cars that haven't been up front a lot, like Josh Wise was kind of lost after the second stack up. Now he's up here again.
And this race is far from over.
The inside getting a slight jump. Seen all day long.
Yeah, it's been the place to be all weekend. Is Eric Jones coming down the pit lane? I don't know which yellow car that is. I think it's
Someone
Jones.
just made the dive. Maybe Sorensen.
Oh, Sorensen. Interesting.
Actually hearing reports that he has a vibration in that car, so maybe not all the lugs were tight.
Yeah, lap 57. Marcus Ambrose here too. He just
He's
disappeared.
done. And
Oh.
Sorensen is right out, but we have to go back up front. There's not much to go in this race.
Justin
Yeah,
Haley
only-
leading.
4 to go.
He has a car length on Shane Van Gisbergen. No room for Stremme to move up. But that top lane is going to have to start moving and start moving quickly. It's what we saw in the duels at Grand. Nothing happening on either lane.
Yeah, but here seems like the outside is maybe a little better than before. Maybe we could see moves actually happening.
They're going to have to fight it out. This is a very Chevy-heavy front of the pack here. Haley
Josh
working with Jenny.
Wise or Brian Vickers, you definitely don't want to see 3 Chevys in front of you. 'Cause you know
No,
who
you
they're
do.
going to help.
Josh Wise separating the 2 Chevys of
Lap car
Gisberg
ahead
and
there.
Allmendinger. So there's not a lot they can do.
Actually, side by side with Justin Haley is Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
could
that
come
top line.
down to the line.
It's really working at the right time as there is a slow car up ahead. That is Reed Sorensen.
Is Reed Sorensen going to get in the way of this finish? Gisbergen is clear and moves down in front of Haley. Josh Wise now is on the attack. He's going to be looking for the lead, but he's got work to do.
Yeah, through turn 4, they're going to take the white flag. It's actually Reed Sorensen's going to get out of the way, so that's very helpful.
That's a wise move from Sorensen as they are on the white flag. Shane Van Gisbergen and Josh Wise. Oh, one car up to the top. Allmendinger, they're
blocked
trying to
there.
make moves.
3 wide back. Maybe an issue for that 16. Stremme
Oh,
trying to...
Oh,
Oh,
they're wrecking
we're
the
getting
back.
wrecked.
Huge crash in the back.
yeah, but we are
He's got
staying
still
green.
going ahead. Gisbergen in the
Shane-
lead. Haley
Can
looks
Justin Haley or
faster.
David Stremme do anything? We're not going to
Justin
see
Haley
it
to
because of
the
that camera.
inside.
Here comes
Gisbergen
Haley.
hasn't moved down. Here comes Justin Haley.
It's going to be one of
It's going
those
to be a
classic
fight to the
Daytona
finish. They're all
finishes.
clustered behind them. Shane Van Gisbergen wins it.
How about
Wow.
that? Road course ace just won at Daytona.
Can you believe that?
Made the move from the top line near the end of the race. We saw no one else able to do that usually. The only time we saw it this weekend was Daniel Suarez, and he also was a Trackhouse car who won the race from that move.
Yeah, those Trackhouse cars have certainly found something. And if you know anything, you know what this means. Welcome to the playoffs.
Starting it off early, we had a feeling Gisbergen would be a lock for the playoffs with the road courses, but who would have thought first race down, he's in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically
most
a
of the
rookie
boner
as well.
media, most of the boner media was predicting he would make the playoffs off the road courses, but not a super speedway. I don't think anyone had him booked for this race specifically.
Yeah, but hey, that means they can actually just go out there and have fun at the road courses. So as we see Shane Van Gisbergen burn it down here at the bricks. Here are the finishing results. We'll talk through the top 10. And what a race it was from Shane Van Gisbergen. Obviously, Shane Van Gisbergen, he's won. He's in the playoffs. He doesn't have to worry about anything for the rest of this regular season. And behind him is Justin Haley, who also finished second to SVG in the inaugural Chicago Street Race. And that's David Stremme. Very good finish for that Chip Ganassi driver. And Brian Vickers. I've been told that for every time he gets a top 10, actually reveal a name from the Epstein list. So that'll be very exciting to see later.
Michael McDowell, very experienced super speedway racer, able to cross the line in 5th. Ty Gibbs bringing home a good finish for Joe Gibbs Racing in 6th. And a driver I highlighted earlier in this race who ended up bringing home a great spot, Garrett Smithley in 7th after an amazing run all day, was up there fighting for positions. all day.
And Carson Hocevar gets both Spire cars in that top 10. He climbed from 30th to get 8th there at the line. Josh Wise in 9th. He's a bit near the front all day, and pretty solid result there for the Phil Parsons team. And rounding out the top 10, Danica Patrick, the number 10 in 10th. Good result for her.
Something like that, yeah. Unfortunately, biggest loser for this race is Scott Speed. Won his duel and then just blew up immediately. Very unfortunate to see.
Well, he was a pretty late story in this race. Reed Sorensen could have shaken up the end of the race there, but Reed Sorensen went down pit road. Something went wrong with him. He went back out, and the officials, they said he wasn't meeting minimum speed. You got to come back in. Playing it safe there were the officials, not trying to have anything funny happen at the end, although we did still have that.
We're going to go to another very quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to take a look at a replay of the big one on the last lap.
This is Max Verstappen, and this is Mobile One. Max pushes Mobile One to the limit on the track by generating engine temperatures of over 2,000 degrees Celsius. The question is, can Max's favourite childhood trophy take the same heat?
Ah, that sounds so great.
Alright, so welcome back to the Boner Cup Series. We see Shane Van Gisbergen in victory lane. I'm gonna very quickly go look at a replay to see what happened at the end of that race. See, kind of hard to see, but kind of drifts high and then wrecks. Here's an alternate angle. Yeah, John Hunter just kind of comes up. Actually, very good save from Johnny Sauter. It's mayhem behind them.
Michael Annette, he was at the back here, and he's going to get through that, navigate through this wreck like a pilot. I mean, yeah, look at that. That is from the mental concentration he got from eating those keyboard crackers earlier today.
We got Johnny Sauter looking at the rear of his car. Not a lot happening here, but we're going to see real soon. There's Nemechek, and there goes Nemechek. Big wreck. Sauter lucky to stay out of it, and a pretty good result in the end for the pole sitter of this race.
Well, and that will do it for an exciting day of competition. Next week starts the West Coast Swing with 3 different track types and 2 different states. So we'll see you next week for Auto Club, and hope to have another exciting finish. Well, with that being said, goodbye.